Welcome everybody to episode 8 of Meet with Cheese Metaverse Interviews. Today we have a backwards format. I'm actually going to be the guest today, and we have an exceptional person that I met at NFT.NYC going to be the guest host today. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kelly Lindeman.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to interview the legendary LeDrop WithCheese. What an honor to interview you, and I'm excited to get to know more about what you're doing and what's going on. So yeah, let's get started.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you again for agreeing to do this. Kelly and I met back at NFT.NYC last month, or actually in June. It's August now, but we met at NOIR, which had the Doodlelabs party. It was probably one of the funnest events all week, honestly. It was just a great time, great crowd. And then I ran into you again on Thursday at the MintBlack Block party. And then we get into the Bored Ape party. I think I gave you a crystal. And then we went to the 90s Forever party.
Yes, it was quite the adventure. The New York, just one place to another and just adventuring. I will not get over the spicy tequila moment though. That was so, that's what just made the spicy tequila and the crystals how we really bonded.
Yeah, some of our favorite things, you know?
Exactly. That's how I knew this was going to work out. Yeah. Great connection.
Yes,
all right.
It's always like those people that you meet, not just once, you see them at a party, you're like, oh, great to meet you. Seems nice, cool, whatever, great. And then you see them again and again throughout the week. If you're all there for the same NFT conference or blockchain conference, that's when you make the best connections. Absolutely. You're pals.
We weren't even supposed to go into the second time that we ran into you. We weren't even supposed to go in there. We were just kind of walking around and we were just like, what is this? And we were like, oh, let's just go check it out. And the fact that we ran into you, we're like, oh, okay, this is why we came here. So it's always good running into people in numerous places. It's white rabbit, like we were talking about earlier. Follow the white rabbit.
Yeah, it's all meant to be. You know, the universe works in strange ways, but oftentimes good when you're a good person.
I believe that good people are magnetic towards good people and good opportunities. So it makes complete sense. All right. So shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do this.
Awesome. Okay, so what is LeDrop WithCheese, and how did you even come up with that name?
That's oftentimes the first question people ask me, but basically LeDrop WithCheese was a name that I came up with. It started back in March of last year, 2021. So I was drinking and I was up kind of late at night, and I'm like, people are listening to my advice on my other Twitter account about which NFT drops to buy. So I was like, what is a good name? How do I do this, right? So my moniker LeDrop WithCheese is an homage to the movie Pulp Fiction, when Samuel Jackson and John Travolta are talking about, what do you call a quarter pounder with cheese in France? It's a Royale with cheese. What do you call the NFT drop in France? A LeDrop WithCheese. So that's what all came about.
That's genius. It's really creative. Oh, I love that.
And it's thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, it seems to work out because people now call me like, what up, LeDrop, or what up, Cheese, which are much better names than I've heard in the past. So I'm glad that I'm relegating to these types of terms.
And it's a sticky one too. You're just like, oh, that's the cheese guy. Like I love that guy.
Well, people remember these. They remember the glasses. They're like, oh, I remember you. Glasses. What's your name again? I'm like, yeah, you just remember these. That's it.
How do you even get glasses like that though? Cool.
Amazon.com.
Oh, Amazon.
I just happened to be the first one though.
You had what?
I just happened to be the first one to wear them publicly and be in the metaverse.
It's iconic. Keep it up. So tell me a little bit more about your background, and does that correlate to what you're currently doing in the metaverse?
Yeah, so my background is unique, is what people most say about me, because I'm Native American, but I was raised by a priest and a nun who were super strict Irish Catholic. I mean, they weren't a priest and a nun at the time, they were before they adopted me and my sister, but they instilled these very Catholic values. And the most important one that I always remember every day still is the golden rule: treat your neighbor better than you treat yourself. And I feel like that's a big part of the NFT community. It's, you meet someone, you're like, how can we help each other? So that definitely a big part of it. But I've always kind of been a leader. I was like the captain of my volleyball team, senior class president in high school, but I've started entrepreneurial ventures. I volunteered after September 11th happened to join the Army. I was pissed off. I wanted to do something about it, protect our country. It was the worst attack on US soil. So I joined the Army, did a tour in Afghanistan. Number one rule in the Army is never leave a man behind, or a woman.
Yeah.
They're your battle buddy forever. So kind of having a good upbringing and being part of camaraderie, that is what the NFT community is all about. And that's exactly why I think it's like, I was always supposed to be here.
Yeah, no, you are. That is one thing that stood out to you when, we ran into you in NFT New York. You were just like, how can I be of service? I really like to just connect people in the space and get to know the community. So your heart was the first thing that stood out when we first met you. And then continuously, each time that we ran into each other, you were just a man of service the entire time. So it makes complete sense.
Oh,
it's super
that.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get to the next subject. Describe your journey into the metaverse, and when did you realize you were all in?
All right. Yeah. Early, I guess, in my journey, I didn't waste a lot of time doing a ton of research, even though everyone says DYOR, do your own research nowadays. I just really I kind of started buying and selling cryptocurrencies and making a little bit of money here and there. Like Dogecoin, I got in at 2 cents and sold at 73 cents, which not many people did. So I needed to know the what and why about NFTs. Like, what are they? Why do people care? And very quickly, I discovered that an NFT isn't a JPEG or a profile picture. It is a contract made by a creator for an end user. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything can be attached in that contract. So I'm like, oh my God, every business is eventually going to have an NFT. It all starts with marketing, right? And then it's like, okay, I want my lawn cut. I'll spend $50, buy an NFT, like almost a proof of lawn cutting protocol NFT, and they'll come out and cut my lawn. And that's, every business should absolutely be leveraging that technology through NFTs. But I would say when I realized I was all in is during COVID. I was heavy collecting on like OpenSea, Nifty Gateway, Top Shot, and the community is what got me hooked. So it was tough. I wasn't going out. I have kind of a lung condition from being overseas in Afghanistan, but the reality is that community was exciting. It was energetic. They all embraced each other and supported each other. And that was kind of what got me hooked.
Immediately. I love that. Oh, I love the heart and and I just love that you're so connected and all of that. And I think truly there is a bigger vision and there is a bigger wave coming, and to be a part of that and to educate everybody about that is really important. So love that.
How did you get into it? When did you realize you were all in?
Well, so kind of the same way. I'm an artist, first of all. And, a friend of mine was like, you should get into NFTs. I think they're really great. And I, again, like everybody else, was like, oh, NFTs, it's just kind of like, I don't really get it. I don't understand it. But like you, the more I dove into it, the more I realized it is really just a contract between the artist and, the buyer on, there's so much room in the middle on how you can do that. And I think truly that is almost the answer to artists really getting their art out there in a bigger way, and to actually impact their community in a bigger way, and to get connected with their audience in a bigger way. And I think that's what really sold me is, this is the next wave of creativity and artists actually being able to be seen and to be able to connect one-on-one with their buyers in such a more meaningful way. Because I think that's what's lacking right now in the art world, is that connection between the artist and the buyer. Like I've sold pieces online before, but I don't know anything about, Sandra, who has bought my first painting, unless I, look her up on social media and try to hunt her down, which not everybody is available. So it really does give artists an opportunity to expand in many ways, and not even just artists. This can go so many different directions. And again, like once you get into the community and you realize how much people are there to just impact the world in a better way and to add value, that's when you start getting hooked. Is you start seeing the heart in it, and just people, the way that they connect and the way that they show up to support each other, and say like, hey, do you need help with this? Do you need help with this? Let's build together. Let's just improve this space and this world. And that's when I was hooked, and now I'm obsessed, and all my friends are annoying. Cheers. Understand.
That's an amazing story, though. I'm glad you're here, though, because we're building the future for the betterment of humanity. That's what I say all the time, and people are probably tired of me saying that, but it's no one can me up, no one can fire me. I'm here for the betterment of humanity, honestly.
And it's hard to see that now, but I think down the line, like you said, everybody will own an NFT in a few years. So I think it's really important to get connected in that way. Speaking of that, what are you working on nowadays?
I am working on all sorts of stuff, like there's a lot going on. So I would say, obviously this is Meet with Cheese, Metaverse Interviews, people and projects you need to know about for the viewers. I also have a blog called LeDropWithCheese.com. Our buddy Alex, he just bought me LeDropWithCheese.eth because he's a nice guy.
I love Alex. That's so funny. He was just setting me up with one of those too. That's hilarious. What a guy.
Yeah. That's why we're the best community,
Exactly.
But I'm also doing like a lot of speaking engagements. I'm doing a lot of teaching to individuals and classroom settings. I do a shitload of collecting still of NFTs, and I'm partnering with companies. I'm a PR firm. So really just, I'm kind of all over the place, more on the business building aspect of things. But I can't get enough of it. Like this community is the best.
Oh, the community is where it's at. Oh, I love that so much. Awesome. What a beautiful thing to be working on. So what does the future of the metaverse look like to you?
It is kind of like this up here. It's like a big blue ocean, and there's enough room for all of us to build whatever the hell we want and build those communities up from the ground. And, I was actually acknowledged in Dr. Mark Van Rimgen's book called Step into the Metaverse, which is a really good oversight of what the landscape looks like in the last year in the metaverse. But I was one of the 70 people that he interviewed. And one of my quotes was, it's an endless blue ocean. So it is, come join us, like the future is augmented reality, virtual reality is going to be mainstream. And all major corporations, they all have Web3 strategies, whether they publicly announce it or not, they're all working on it. And they kind of relegate that to the marketing division of their company. But, fashion, it's competitive in Web3, beauty products, artists. I mean, you name it, everyone's starting to dip their toes in the water and see what it feels like. So it's going to be everywhere, and there's enough room for all of us.
I agree. I agree completely. Again, this is just the next wave of artists to be able to, really put themselves out there in their products, and what truly does speak to them. So I love that. Do you have any interesting stories actually that involve, NFTs, or just not even NFT specifically, but metaverse and celebrities?
Well, I mean, I'm a celebrity NFT blogger, but that doesn't mean I'm a celebrity or that I meet them. But I do have a couple of stories, of course, because when you're in this space, you end up meeting kind of everyone who's relevant or whatever wants to be in it. So one of my stories is about Gary V. It was NFT.NYC last year, and V Friends was a $90 million NFT drop in one day. And I'm
Woo!
excited about what he's doing in the space. And he's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm at a secret wine party at a bar, and I'm going to tweet at 10 p.m. where it is. So me and this other guy who is part of Super Doge, which is also a great project. But we were at the V Friends kind of meetup, and
Wow.
10 o'clock, Gary V's like, hey, I'm going to be at this bar. The whole bar clears out. Everyone starts running to grab a cab or an Uber. It was like a mad dash. And
Yeah.
we were probably towards the back of that. But when we
Yeah.
showed up to this location, there was 1,000 people waiting outside.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I'm like, okay, I guess we'll wait in line, but we're not going to get in. It didn't matter because Gary V took his time and walked down the entire line and had a chance to take pictures with people, answer questions as basic as what is an NFT? Why does it matter? And he was just a solid guy all around. And I think that's the kind of person we need. Is it's all about his big ethos is how you treat people. It's more important than running a successful business like every corporation needs to, and be lean and profitable. He cares more about how you treat your employees. And after me and my guy met him, we were like, oh my God, we got to meet Gary Vee. This is so great. Like it was like childlike enthusiasm for meeting this guy.
That's why he's so successful, is because he is genuinely about the people and community and how he can add value and kindness. And I think people like that are really, really needed in not only the entire world, but just these types of spaces specifically. And the fact that you got a one-on-one encounter with him is amazing. I'm sure everybody in the space loves Gary Vee. So the fact that you got to meet him is remarkable. And to hear your experiences in person, he's exactly as I would imagine. So that's a really cool story. Are there any other cool stories?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the Gary Vee thing goes, you can see the picture on my website, LeDrop WithCheese.com. I got it right on top there. But, we were drinking all day, going to the Chain Link event, and my pictures like with me and Gary Vee, So it's not like the best photo where we look dapper and happy. It's more like I'm drunk and you're not. All right, cool. But yeah, I'll be brief on this next story. It's kind of the opposite, right? And the message of this story, and the name will be disclosed in my upcoming memoir that I'm publishing. But basically, I was doing consulting for a former Olympian who won a bronze medal. And she invited me to come stay with her for a few days to work on some Web3 consulting. And the third day, I had to meet a different client that I uploaded his artwork as an artist onto OpenSea, and he's done very well. I'm like, hey, why don't you come hang with us? There's a whole group of people. It's not that far from where you live, 10 minutes. And she's like, you know what? I just don't feel comfortable with this situation. So she literally packed up all of my shit and put it in a fucking shopping bag and left it on this guy's front porch and that was it. That was the last time I got to talk to her. So you got to be careful, you got to be careful with who you do business with, where you allocate your time. Just because they won an Olympic medal doesn't mean that they're a good person. It just means that they did something great one time in their life, you know? So my message to everyone is be careful with your time, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, maybe trying to find the brighter side of things. Maybe she does have a kind heart. Maybe she had a bad day or an off day. And I think in those instances, try to see the light in things and give compassion. But that's a wild experience to have with a celebrity. Indeed, I can't say I have experiences like that. So
good. I'm glad you don't like that one.
All right. So next question: what are some of your favorite and most valuable NFTs?
Oh, I got a whole bunch of those. So I started collecting a couple years ago, and you know, I have some Banksies that I co-own with a couple of guys on the Engine blockchain that are authenticated and they're valuable. We own like 6 Banksies all day, which are probably the biggest thing. It's my profile picture on LinkedIn still, you know, because that NFT is meaningful to me, not only in the message that he relayed, but also how I feel I fit into this metaverse landscape. Some other things I would say, like, you know, Kia had this little robo dog and it was on the Super Bowl commercial, and they've been doing commercials with this character. They did a drop for charity. It was like $20 a Kia robo dog. So I bought 9, right? And I ended up getting Kia robo dog number 1 out of 10,000. And
wow.
Yeah. So I was at the right place at the right time. I tried to buy it 30 minutes early, and they honored my request and shut off the buying page immediately after and reopened it 30 minutes later. So yeah, it was a stroke of luck for that one.
Those two would be your some of your favorite and most valuable. I mean, Banksy's obviously, and that's really cool. Are there any other favorite NFTs or projects going on that you're really fond of?
Yeah. So one that I am currently part of, it's my profile picture on Twitter, is Cool Crocs. And it's the founder is JP Penner. He's super badass. He's got so many talents. I don't understand. Like, he can rap, he can DJ, he can draw, he can do the voiceovers. He did the fashion design for his clothing. Like, he's done everything for this collection. And the main mission behind it is embracing the ADHD diagnosed community, because he was most recently. So and they have an in real life event this Saturday. Like, I love that collection. Also, I got to give a shout out to my collection. It was one of the first ones that I bought into. I thought it was super dope. It's called Hash Bastards. Bastards is so cool. And basically the founder kind of draws these cartoon images kind of surrounding what's going on in life currently, what is happening in the world. And then you'll see a hash bastard character with a really funny, creative quote. So that collection is probably one of my favorites.
Cool.
That I own most rare ones in.
Of course you do. That's typical. You seem to have the in on the best projects, and when it comes to just, you know, NFTs, you're always having little tricks up your sleeves, which we'll get to that one at the end of this entire thing. But so who is in the NFT space, in the community exactly, and you know, what does that look like?
Yeah, the NFT community is the best community in the world. And it's because of the same mentality. You know, you don't want to just get a corporate job and have a middle class life and be part of a system that you question often. People in that space are inherently intelligible because blockchain technology isn't easy to comprehend. Most people don't even know the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 in the world. And in order to understand what Web 3 is, you know, NFTs are kind of an accessory conceptually to what like a blockchain is. So you have like a commodity like gold. Why do people buy gold jewelry? Well, it's just an accessory to a commodity. And that's kind of what NFTs are, is they are an accessory often thought of as collectibles, JPEGs, whatever, to these blockchains. But the NFT community itself are some of the best people I've met, the most driven. We're ambitious. So we're intelligent, we're ambitious, we're rebellious, we're kind of misfits. We like to smoke weed. We like only go to parties that have free drinks with spicy tequila. You know, it's these people that just, and we're all about helping each other. You know what I mean? Like, that's the main difference that I've noticed from like corporate America. You have to step on your coworkers' toes to get ahead, slash back. In this industry, it's like, hey, if we all combine our powers, we can all really win for real. It's decentralized. There's no CEO.
It's the change this world needs, honestly. And the more people get into this community and understand what we're truly about, I think that's when real change starts to happen. And I think more and more, especially after COVID, people are realizing, I don't want to go back to my 9 to 5. You know, some people like it. Most people I am finding really just want to do what they love for a living. And I think NFTs is the bridge and the gateway to that. So I completely agree. And just the heart in the community is I think why we're all here as well. To just uplift
we're the best. We're number one community.
I agree. All right. So last and final question, which is what we've been I've been waiting for to hear about, but where can we get some free NFTs today? You are the guy.
I got free NFTs for you guys and you. So one of the most user-friendly platforms out there is called Bubblehouse. And you can download it on your phone. There are a shitload of different artists that have really cool art just for free. And they'll offer like 50 or 100 editions. Just sign up for an account, that's free. And then just browse and start liking artists, because then you can see what their free stuff is. And every day you log in, it'll show you the different people you're subscribing to and what they're getting for free, what you can get for free. I really like that platform a lot, especially on the creator end. So like you as an artist, you can just upload a bunch of free art too for people to kind of get your name out there, however you want to play it as a marketing thing. Another really good mobile user-friendly platform that will give you 2 free NFTs when you sign up is called Sweet. And the website is sweet.io, but their mobile platform is extremely user-friendly. It's one of the first platforms that I started collecting on. But I would highly recommend them. They have like McLaren Racing, Red Bull Racing, New York Knicks, Chicago Blackhawks. You know, they have a lot of big brands on there that are offering collectibles, and you get 2 free ones just for signing up. I would say the Bitski, if you download the Bitski wallet, every week they have different free NFT offerings, or every couple weeks, but it's something where I just get an email and they're like, do you want this free NFT? And it's pretty badass. And I'm like, yes, just log into your wallet and click claim. Okay. Thank you. You know,
Will there be links to both of these sites somewhere for people to go and click on?
What's that?
Like will there be a link where you drop a link somewhere in the description of the video for people to kind of go and nice.
This you're probably watching this now on YouTube or METAVERSE.XYZ. Down below in the description are the links to all different free NFTs. And I got 2 more little quick ones for you. One of them is Fanaply. And that's where I have one of my NFT collections. It's a digital collection where if you order the NFT, you get like a t-shirt that has the NFT printed on it. One of them is Let's Fucking Go. It's the most badass NFT because my guy Teal, who's like a graffiti artist in Chicago, like he's creating a movie, he's all up in it, right? he spray painted "Let's fucking go," and then we had this guy scratch my voice like saying "Let's fucking go." A DJ scratched that to him spray painting it, and that's your NFT, but it's printed on a shirt. So Fanaply does have some free NFTs. I would just go to their site and sort by free and just claim all the free ones as well. It's a really good site for that. And last, you guys missed it, but I still gotta talk about it because I got 6 of them. Shark Week, Discovery Channel. Every day at between like 8 and 9 p.m. Central Time, they had Bob the Shark, who's literally a man in glasses, and he wears a shark costume, and he's super energetic and cheesy. He's like, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
Shark Week, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Here's your QR code for a free shark NFT." So I got 6 of those last week, but I think they're only like 50 cents or $1 each if you want to really get one.
Okay, that's really cool. I love that bigger media outlets are actually starting to talk about NFTs more. I think that's really important as well. Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
they all need a Web3 strategy.
yeah, that's true.
They should call
me. Yep, call LeDrop WithCheese, the one and only.
I mean, I'm in the metaverse. This is where, you know?
Exactly. We're all stepping into the metaverse in one way or the other. So, I mean, you're already there. All right. Sorry, one more time.
Trapped in the metaverse.
Yep. Oh no.
No, it's a beautiful thing. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else or doing anything else with my life right now. And that is how I think everyone can find their own path in their metaverse journey.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think that's all the questions that I have for you today. Is there anything that you would like to add?
What are you working on?
Oh, I'm working on a lot of things that I'm not ready to quite drop yet, but I think my goals for now is to start asking, bringing more real life artists into the space, into the community, and educating them about, what NFTs can actually do for the artist and their communities, and how we can use, specifically just what they have to create and what they have to offer this world, and to amplify that so everybody can kind of, succeed in their own direction without having to rely on third party companies to get their name out there, get their content out there, and to to improve the world in ways that they want to impact it. I think there's many opportunities there, and my main goal right now is to just get connected with people in the space, ask artists what they want, and work from there. Make it easier for everybody to join the community. And I think that starts with education and connection. So that's what I'm working on. I also have a few NFT projects that I've been working on the side when I have time, but right now my main focus is getting artists into the space, asking them what they're looking for, and to provide value to the space in general. So that's
yeah,
what I'm doing.
We need people like you. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview me. You're in Hawaii, you're in Maui, it's beautiful, and you're sitting here looking at this guy stand in his basement. It's unfortunate.
I think it's beautiful to tap into all the different worlds. So I'm in Maui right now, but I've got this ugly wall behind me. So maybe we'll have to fix that for future interviews. Put some palm trees.
Oh yeah. Thanks again, Kelly, for doing this. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to know LeDrop WithCheese a little bit better.
Hell yeah. All right. We will talk soon.
All right. Talk soon. Thank you. Bye.